Hello, how are you doing? My name is Professor RSK and I will be your facilitator. Don't forget to keep safe by washing your hands with soap and under running water. Wear your nose masks and practice social distancing. Do well to write all your questions in the comments section. And also note that your comments are welcome. Join me in class for today's lesson. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. You can also join us on all social media platforms by clicking on the link below. You can also read more lessons on our website www.profrsk.com. Thank you. Hello. Welcome once again. It's me, Prof RSK. Today we are looking at classifying materials based on their properties, and we want to consider transparent materials, translucent materials, and then opaque materials. So what is a transparent material? A transparent material is any material that allows more light to pass through it. Okay, so any material that allows more light to pass through it is termed a transparent material. Very little of the light is deflected or reflected, but majority of the light passes through that particular material. And then to add to it, it also allows you to see clearly through it. So I'm taking the definition again for you to understand. A transparent material is a material that allows more light to pass through it, and you can see clearly through that material. All right, so let's look at some examples of transparent materials. Transparent materials, we have plain glasses, okay? We have plain polythene bag, okay, the one you call the white one, okay, so that is what we call the plain polythene bag. Then we have the plain plastics, okay. This one is a typical example, okay. You can see through it clearly, you can see clearly through it, okay. So this one is a plain plastic and you can see clearly through it. All right, so that is a transparent material. Any material that allows more light to pass through it is a transparent material. Then we look at a translucent material. A translucent material is a material that allows some amount of light to pass through it. Some. In this case, not more light are able to pass through it. Just a little amount of light is able to pass through it. And the difference is that we cannot see clearly. It always looks blurred. We can't see clearly through it. So that is a translucent material. And a typical example is when you have a paper and you pour oil on it. You can try it and then try and see whether you can see clearly through it. You will realize that it is not possible to see clearly through it. And then a frosted glass. Yeah, you can't see clearly through it. So that is also a translucent material. Then we have opaque materials. Opaque materials are the exact opposite of this. They do not allow any amount of light to pass through it. No light is able to pass through opaque objects. And human body is an example. It's the first example. When you throw a torch against the human body, you see a shadow, which means that light cannot pass through us. A stone is also another. Orange is also another. The moon is also another. because we know that the moon is a ball of rock. Okay, it's a ball of rock, and light cannot pass through the moon. That is why when light from the sun is casted on the moon, a shadow is formed. All right, so a moon is also an opaque material. All right, now let's look at some properties of materials. And a property of a material is that particular thing about that material that helps us to be able to generate another thing, that helps us to make another thing. So let's quickly go. So we have clay. Clay is a property that helps us to make pots. All right, you know, clay pots. All right, earthenware bowl. Okay, so clay has a property that helps us to mold. It helps us to mold, so we are able to get a pot. The raffia palm is bendable. Okay, we can easily bend it, and that helps us to make baskets, chairs that are made of canes, and you know, things like that. And then we have plastics. Plastics, we can easily melt them. Okay, when we melt them, we can get bottles, bowls, plates, and what have you. And then finally, metals are also available for making the cooking pot and then the cutleries that we use. I believe you have enjoyed our lesson today. It's me, Prof RSK. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much for joining us for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Kindly subscribe to our channel and help it grow. Read more on our website www.profrsk.com and search for Prof RSK on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and Telegram. Join us again for another lesson. Bye bye.